What's up, Starcraft fans? Today we're doing the tier list for Beggars Can't Be Choosers on Lock and Load. Brian, let's hear the map.
Lock and Load is the map where we have to capture 5 specific points on the map called locks. To capture a lock, both players need to have a unit standing on the lock simultaneously for 20 seconds uncontested by the enemy to turn it green. If the enemy stands on a lock uncontested for 10 seconds, it turns red and starts a timer bar that ticks as long as it remains uncontested and fills faster the more uncontested locks he has. If the bar reaches full, we lose. Widow mines, spider mines, and mag mines are hidden all around the map. They deal tremendous damage when they hit your dudes. Resource gathering is extremely limited. You and your ally need to collect resource pickups around the map for income.
Twotuuu and Eveling, how are you guys?
Good.
Alright.
Good to be back.
Nice. So, Twotuuu, how will we rank the commanders this week?
So since commanders will have little money, those that have hero units will generally do better because they can do more with just the hero units. And then those that can clear the map quickly despite the mines will also get a higher ranking.
Pretty much. How about you, Eveling?
Pretty much what Twotuuu said, and detection is a major thing. So the mines from Minesweeper, they hit hard, so you're gonna make sure you have adequate detection to see that. Anyone who doesn't have adequate detection is going to suffer, and he's gonna get a few lower points unless they have a way around it.
That is true. That is very true. Let's begin. Abathur, where do we have him?
He has trouble against Minesweeper because if you don't know where the mines are, you're gonna lose your drone or something. You might need to put Toxic Nest to kill some Widow mines, but when you put a mine, you might trigger Mag mines, and then you waste some Toxic Nest. Fortunately, it takes a bit of time before the enemies actually do anything. You have a lot of time before you actually lose, so you get to slowly push with a spore crawler and a spine or something to clear nearby mines or whatever, and eventually you'll get lots of swarm hosts. And the good thing about Abathur is he doesn't need a lot of money to do well, so you just need 4 swarm hosts to hold off the early game, and then you'll slowly get more later on. I put him in B.
Okay, how about you, Eveling?
I have Abathur for B to C. Pretty much what Twotuuu said is what was going through my mind. He's going to have a little hard time getting that early biomass, but again, he doesn't need much to get going, and the only thing, we're assuming P2, just be careful on where you try to deep tunnel your swarm host, because if you deep tunnel into a minefield and there's that errant detector nearby, it's gonna
Very bad day.
Painful.
Very bad day.
Yeah.
Which prestige do we recommend?
Second.
Okay, I actually had Abathur in C, but since both of you guys said B, we'll put him in B. Let's move on. Alarak, where do we have him?
Okay. Alarak, you should be able to scrape by enough to get out the mothership before the first wave. Try to get your Havoc out. At this point, it's going to be kind of RNG-ish if you're going to be able to pull together all the resources. But once you get that, then you kind of have a base to work with. I have him from B to C.
Okay, how about you, Twotuuu?
Alarak has trouble clearing Minesweeper mines.
Yeah.
Not a lot of trouble, but a bit, because the Havoc, if you're moving a Havoc and a mothership together, sometimes what happens is the ground units that can only attack ground, the enemy units that only attack ground might hit your Havoc if they see it because they have detection, and then you lose your detector. Or a stray Widow mine might hit the center of your mothership, and then the Havoc blows up, even though your mothership doesn't die. And then trying to clear mag mines while there are Widow mines and stuff is it's pretty annoying. And later on, Alarak needs a big army to be able to fight off waves. And if you don't have enough money to get a big army, it's gonna be hard to do that. So I put Alarak in B.
Okay, so both of you had him in B. I actually had him lower, but both of you said B, so let's put in B. What prestige do we recommend? Third one, right? Mothership?
Third
Of
one.
course.
All right. Arcturus, where do we have him?
He should use P1 because mostly what you're doing is you collect money, make ESOs, and clear as much as you can. That's pretty much it. And you can, once you take over the center, you can pretty much hit anywhere on the map. However, it might take time to get enough resources to get enough money early on to get enough ESOs. So yeah, it's not too bad though. So I put him in A.
How about you, Eviling?
I have Arcturus for A to B. Same, pretty much the same thing. As long as RNG is on your side ish, you should be able to scrape together enough money to put together a few ESOs within your expo area or your home base area and start shelling the middle lock. Once you can make sure to get your mandate generation going, and if you can get to 100 mandate, you can release the Zerg, and that will trigger a lot of the mag mines in that area, and then you just ESO the areas for clearing out the widow mines and spider mines. Once you can clear that middle lock, just start dropping laborers in there or laborers and troopers, and just embed yourself in there and make life hell on the other locks, and just defend that middle lock as best as you can while dropping troopers once the other locks are clear.
Okay, so
B.
both of you have him in A. So yeah, which prestige do we recommend? First one, Toxic Tyrant. Okay, I had him in B, but both of you guys said A, so let's put him in A. Artanis, where do we have him?
Artanis, so he has good detection. Just gotta if you can get up to the robo as quick as you can. You can clear your expo real quickly and kind of just have that extra foothold. I wouldn't suggest expanding per se unless you're really short on gas. But by putting clearing the expo area and putting something further up that allows you to have more vision, and therefore you can get the pickups from slim pickings, and hopefully catapult yourself up. With his third prestige, you'll be able to drop the Unbound Fanatics into areas. So to note for Minesweeper, you should be able to see the patches of mines. So you'll see little pock marks in the ground. Those are the widow mines. And whenever there's widow mines, there's spider mines around. So you can kind of look for those pock marks, drop an Unbound Fanatic, let it do its thing. It's going to get wiped. There's going to be a few things that it's not seeing, but it's going to be able to trigger the mag mine and clear some of the widow mines, and just intersperse the droppings. And hopefully you clear enough of that area.
Yeah, so letter.
And then, A to B.
Okay, how about you, Twotuuu?
Artanis, I think he's an army-based commander, so he's not very good for this one. Like, later on, since the mines delay pushing by a lot, you're gonna have to fight like perhaps maybe like the 14-17 minute waves that are stronger, and you can't rely on using Unbound Fanatics forever because you're gonna run out of energy. So you're gonna need some kind of army assistance, and you can't make mistakes. So the best army to get will be Tempest. And Tempests are expensive, so you want to control at least like the left lock and the southeast lock, that area, so you can collect as many resources as you can, and hopefully you don't make mistakes when trying to clear the bigger bases. But you're gonna need a lot of army units, and slim pickings makes that difficult. I put him in C.
Yeah,
he does his side, but
I also had Artanis in C. I don't think he's very good for this. But are you gonna insist on A to B, Eviling?
I'll go for C. I definitely can see. I can see the C in him. Just if you're not getting enough of the slim picking pickups, or even worst case, your ally's not even helping with that, then he's going to not have anything to work with.
Okay, that seems fair. Let's put him in C. Which prestige do we recommend? Third one? Yeah, Archon dude's pretty important. Let's move on. Dehaka, where do we have him?
Dehaka. So some people think he's bad against like Minesweeper because he doesn't have good detection early on. Actually, he all you really need is the first greater primal worm, and then you'll summon pack leaders, and you can like use Glevic, clear. You can know where the minefield is, and then just like blow fire there and kill it. Eventually, you're gonna do what Manx does, except it's gonna be easier because you have pack leaders to help you in the early game. And eventually, you'll just have pack leaders, Dehaka, and a few creeper hosts. All your money will go to creeper hosts. Extra minerals will go to primal worms, and that's it. I put him in S.
That's pretty high. How about you, Eviling?
I had Dehaka from B to C. He's definitely not going to be farming any early essence, but with P2, you don't need to be doing that. I don't know about S, but I can definitely go for A on him.
I also had him in A. Make your case, Twotuuu. Why do you think he's S?
Well, you're gonna build the things that you normally build. You're gonna just build the things that you normally build, and you don't need much early game. Even if there's a minefield outside your base, you're gonna get like enough for one primal worm, and that one primal worm will clear an entire area near your base. You just deep tunnel it there, and it'll slowly kill all the mines there, and then you can move it after a minute. And then eventually you can just use you have 3 pack leaders. So once, especially with like Doc Run 8,000 HP, you can just like clear an entire area.
Yeah, 8,000
even if there are mines there.
That's like 432. The Crun can absorb 32 mines. That's a lot.
He can absorb a lot of mines, and like he can clear areas, and later on, like when attack waves are stronger, you just need 1 pack leader to take care of a side plus maybe that area. If you have Glevic, you can even like kill one side and then go to the other side.
I agree that sounds good and all, but I'm not sure that's gonna convince anyone of S, to be honest. Are you convinced of S eviling? I mean, it sounds good, right? It sounds good.
I can see it working, but to get all the... You said primal host or creeper host?
You said creeper hosts.
You don't need that many. You just throw them in a general direction and it'll clear mines. And then eventually you clear all the mag mines. Then you start clearing actual things. You just keep your creeper host in the middle, similar to how ESOs, you use ESOs.
What do you think, Eviling? Are you convinced?
So they never actually engage in anything in combat.
What do you think, Eviling?
Yeah, that sounds... I mean, I have... Again, I'll defer to Twotuu's experience with Dehaka, since I have very limited experience with Dehaka. So yeah, I'll go with S then.
I would have said A.
I mean,
but anyway,
it makes perfect sense. I just would have to see it. But I mean, if Twotuuu is saying it, I believe that it can be soloed.
It can't be soloed with Dehaka because you need an ally. But anyway, Again, my vote doesn't matter here. But I would have said not S because he's very good, but I don't think he's S because there are, I think, guys who seem stronger. Anyway, that's not relevant anymore. We're gonna use the primal contender here because we already use that, but the other prestiges will also work. Let's move on. Fenix, where do we have him?
Fenix, I have from B to C. I definitely suggest prestige number 1, so that way you have a strong arbiter going around. You can remember, this is lock and load. You might have to get your ally on the lock, and the ally might be trying to get to the lock but might not be able to get there easily. And worst case is, if you really need to start to help your ally to clear, you bring out the arbiter and turn on the cloaking field. As long as there's a detection, you can ally can clear with short range stuff pretty effectively. So B to C.
How about you, Twotuuu?
I thought the arbiter can't recall ally units.
No, it can't.
But either way, I use P2, but I think P1 is fine. Whichever prestige you use, you're gonna open with Robo, and you'll get Warbringer and Observer first, and you're gonna clear mines with Warbringer plus Observer, and then the rest of your army is going to be like champions. I use P2 because the champions will be cheaper, and for this map,
the shells will be cheaper.
You're gonna have a lot more minerals than gas. Like the pickups, minerals appear more, and you'll probably pick them up more than gas. So that means you'll have a lot of Caldalis shells, but that doesn't mean you can like just blindly run to mines. But still, Caldalis is good. So
pretty good.
Yeah. Clearing minefields is really slow. Like you have to pay attention to Warbringer and your Observer and make sure that they don't get hit.
Make sure they don't go too far ahead of each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to Mothership plus Mothership plus Havoc, except that Warbringer can get hit by spider mines.
Oh yeah.
I put Fenix in B.
Okay, both of you had him in B, so that's also where I had him. Hey, unanimous. There we go. Let's put him in B. Either first prestige or second prestige.
You said Fenix Arbiter suit can't recall allies? It can. It's Mothership that can't recall.
Okay, anyway, let's move on. Han and Horner, where do we have them?
Han and Horner. So they're good against mag mines. They're not good against they're really bad with when they're slim pickings though. So you want to get your strike fighters, but you can't get that much. Like you can't get that much gas. And similar to Artanis, you're gonna need an army at some point. So you're gonna need an army to fight, like help fight waves. Mag mines are good. If you drop them in the wrong place, though, they get blown up by spider mines. So that's not cool.
Okay.
I put Han Horner in C.
How about you, Eviling?
I have Hanover from B to C. They have good detection early on to scrape together enough gas for that one Raven. Don't lose that Raven. Whatever you do, don't lose that Raven.
Pretty expensive.
Yeah. But once you get to that point, you can use your call-downs to clear a lock, but you can't clear all of them. So maybe your space station on the furthest left south lock, and then call in the fleet on the furthest right bottom lock. But then you're gonna have to figure out how to take the two top blocks in a convincing manner. It's not gonna be easy. But any prestige, you can make it work. Just don't use P3. Please don't use P3.
All right. So letter.
I said B to C.
Okay, so both of you had him in C. Let's put him in C. First prestige, probably, because, well, you can also use second prestige, but...
No, second's better, because you want
Battle
cheaper
cruisers.
Raven.
Oh, yeah, cheaper Robin. Anyway, let's move on. Karax, where do we have him?
Karax, space lasers are very good for clearing out mines. Again, look for the pock marks, and then you can use solar lance to clear a good area. You might not get all in, but you'll get most of them. In terms of clearing the mag mines, get out of Mirage. You'll be able to scrape together enough to get it, and just fly it around after you spotted the minefields and cleared it with with Spirit of Adun. I have him A to B.
A to B. How about you, Twotuuu?
I wouldn't use Mirages just because you're gonna need a Robo, so you probably won't have that much gas to get a Stargate and a Mirage and a Fleet Beacon to upgrade it, unless you don't upgrade it. But either way, it's a lot of gas in a different tech path. So I just use observers and be really careful. Eventually, you're just gonna purifier beam every 3 minutes, clear as much of an area as possible, of all the mines. Then your observers don't have to worry about getting shot by Widow mines. Even if you do, you have Unity Barrier.
Yeah.
And you can defend the locks with regular cannons since they don't cost gas, and maybe 1 or 2 monoliths.
Yes.
With whatever extra resources. I put Karax in A.
Are you okay with A, Eviling?
I said A to B.
Okay. Both of you had him. I actually had him in B because I'm slightly concerned about the Mag-Nificent, especially if your ally triggers them straight into your cannons. But both of you had him in A, so let's put him in A. Kerrigan, where do we have him?
Kerrigan has a mine delete button, and then Omega Worms are free, so you can just pop them up and they'll trigger. They will be detectors, they will trigger
the mag
mines, and they help you move around the map against double waves.
They give you vision for S. Yeah, they give you vision for the pickups also. How about you, Eviling?
I have Kerrigan from A to B. Pretty much the same thing. I recommend P3, so that we have that standoff distance to clear any Widow mines that may be on the boundaries.
Okay. Are you gonna make your case to why S?
I did no mining. Does that work?
Did no mining. Well, there's slim pickings that we can't.
No mining as in I don't spend money. I don't spend money.
No money spent. So how did you get detection?
I don't.
You just wait until immobilization wave?
Yes. And then every 3 minutes, every immobilization wave clears a whole side.
That's so goofy.
Because it's 200 points.
Oh, this is...
That's so goofy.
You've reached a new level, Twotuuu.
Technically, you can do that. Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. Are you convinced?
So if you build things, it'll be even stronger.
Yeah. No, that's the whole point. So you use P2 to do the no mining?
P1, because you can't make Omega Worms. So I use P1.
Might as well, right?
Yeah.
So are you convinced?
You made P1 and then oh, sorry, I'm still kind of wrapping my mind around it. You selected a Zerg comp for sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, otherwise, it'll be just like P0.
Yeah. All right. Yikes. Never considered that.
If you were to build units, you just build Brood Lords or Ultras, because Kerrigan's doing most of the mine clearing, so everyone else is just helping defend and stuff.
Okay. I would be willing to consolidate it to A. I don't know about S.
I mean, the way the tier list works is if it's not unanimous, it's not S, and if it's not unanimous, it's not F. So if you say it's not S, it's not S.
Okay.
So it goes
But
down
that's
to A.
still impressive. That
It is impressive. I'm not denying I'm not denying that it's impressive. I'm just saying, for most players, I'm not sure. It's that good. I mean, it's good. It's good, but like S.
And with P1, oh my. Wow.
But anyway.
Okay.
Are you putting him in S or A?
I'm gonna go with A.
All right, it's not unanimous, therefore it's not S. Kerrigan is A.
Okay.
Nova, where do we have him?
Nova, I have at S to A. P3, pretty much walk around, drop Sabo drone, clear, and just just make sure to play dodgeball with the mag mines, and yeah, and worst case, if ally doesn't want to get over here, you have the get over here button.
Okay, so how about you, Twotuuu?
C3, you get to clear mines for free, basically. Then you get nukes for the bigger bases. Yeah. And eventually, once everything is gone, you can summon units on top of the lock. And yeah,
you can summon your ally top of the lock.
Yeah, I don't really consider, because like if you can clear the entire path to the lock, and if they choose not to walk to that lock, that's like nothing you can do. It's not your character or commander's fault. So I don't really consider that. But yeah, I put Nova in S. Okay. I also did no mining for this one. This was really hard.
So this is the reason why I wasn't so sure about putting Dehaka in S. But anyway, what's done is done. I guess we could talk about it later. But yeah, Nova, unanimous. Nova is also one of my S tier commanders. Third prestige because we want them super nukes and them super cloaks. Let's move on. Raynor, where do we have them?
Raynor is bad against Minesweeper because he needs to scan. And he can't use mules here, so that doesn't mean you should use P1 though, because your army is going to suck. Bile sucks against Minesweeper because you can only hit the mines with Marauders, and those aren't always useful. So you're pretty much stuck with Dusk Wings and Scans, and then your battle cruiser or whatever air army is going to be a lot slower because you have to like build an orbital or maybe even 2 orbitals just for scans, and you can't use mules to pay for it.
Yes.
So yeah, and eventually you're going to get an army, but it's really slow, and if the enemy army has a lot of anti-air, then your battle cruiser is going to cry. So he's D.
How about you, Eviling?
D. Wow, I have Raynor from E to F. Pretty much all that you said, and to add on top of that, Marauders can clear mines, but if they come at the wrong angle, you really have to watch them when they clear mines. If they approach at the wrong angle, they'll take that one extra step forward, and goodbye bio ball. He's not gonna have any way of doing it. If anything, maybe I would suggest P3 and just play for a very long game, because if you by any chance can get an air army out to get your Hyperion going, then at least Hyperion PDVs will stop bag mines.
Bag mines.
E to F.
So are you convinced, Twotuuu?
I don't think he's that bad, just because like for the first early parts of the game, you still
just build up.
You still have cooldowns. However, like if you summon the Hyperion or teleport to the wrong spot, then it's dead.
Yes.
So you can clear quite a few mag mines if you teleport to different to safe, I guess, places with no minefields, and then you can like take out some of the big capital ships while you're there. And you can do that like 2-3 times with each Hyperion summon. And with Mineral Dump, you probably just make Vultures and Spider Mines to help defend locks a little from like the trickles, but can't really do much else.
How can Raynor still have
also
mineral
Vultures
dumps?
Are good for picking up money.
It's slim pickings. How can Raynor have mineral dumps?
You will accumulate more minerals than usual because it just drops more. But you ain't muling them, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So anyway, Twotuuu says D. Eviling says E to F. I actually put Raynor in D myself. So we have to get. So this is not a not unanimous situation. So either Eviling convinces Twotuuu of E or F, or Twotuuu convinces Eviling of D, or we get to a coin flip. Do you have anyone worse than Raynor, Twotuuu?
No.
No. Do you have well, okay, so if Raynor's the worst one and D is the worst, is it that much of a stretch to put him down to E? Is he that much worse than anyone else in D? If there is anyone else in D.
I guess, well, one good thing he does have is that he can go to any lock at any time. That's about
true.
it.
That's true.
Go to any
That
lock
is something.
and get instantly exploded by bag mines.
You can also have your ally with scans, in case they're like an early Dehaka.
Yeah, I mean, he can drop Marines and have him just trigger a
set
whole
off
bunch
the
of
mag
spider
mines.
mines and mag mines.
That is some utility out of him, so he's not completely useless, or he doesn't help Amon necessarily. So is that?
It's definitely not very.
It's not very good.
So you can't make mistakes.
I mean, it's D for a reason, or E for a reason. But you know, just because someone is really bad doesn't mean they don't have good redeeming qualities. Even the ones we have in D, E, or F. So anyway, I guess the question is that enough to warrant him some reprieve up into D tier? Or do you have anyone else in D, Eviling?
I have potentials.
For D.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? We put him in E for now, and then we'll see later if there's anyone else in D.
Sounds good.
All right, let's put him in E for now. Stet Boy, where do we have him?
Stet Boy. Pretty much get hardened shells, and Lings can just eat mag mines and minesweepers like no tomorrow.
Like nothing.
And then you're just gonna have to scrape together enough to get your super duper Gary out for P2, and get the research done for the hardened shields for the Lings. After that, you're kind of sitting pretty, and it plays almost like a normal game. So S to A.
How about you, Twotuuu?
If you're playing normally, you just get Super Gary. You don't even need the Lings, but you can. They will help. You don't really need them though, because Super Gary will clear all the mines.
Yes.
And then
well, Lings dying will make the mine clearing a lot faster.
Okay, so unanimous S. I also had Gary in S, or Stet Boy in S. That I had 2 S's, but yeah, unanimous. So S. Second prestige, of course, super duper Gary, super duper good. Stukov, where do we have him?
Stukov, you make bunkers point in a direction, and you will incidentally collect stuff. All you really control are the overseers to make sure that, or if you have queens, if you tech up to queens, then go ahead. But you're pretty much focusing on macro. I put them in S because it's really easy.
Okay, how about you, Eviling?
I have Stukov from A to B. Kind of. I don't think it's S, but you're gonna take a little while to get going just because of slim pickings, and Mag-Nificent and Minesweeper is going to slow down your infested trickle a lot. You're probably gonna get to maybe a good past 15 to 20 minutes on the game, and things are gonna start getting a little hectic. But yeah, it's going to get done. So
make your case, Twotuuu. Why S? Why is Stukov better than Arcturus, Karax, and Kerrigan?
Because you don't have to worry about losses. You won't lose. Even if you lose units, you don't care that you lose units because they're free. You don't.
So because it's easy.
It's very easy. I thought about the slowness and stuff, but I also realized it doesn't matter if it's slow because you're not in any danger of losing. You just need to be careful with overseers.
Aren't you in danger of letting the lock stay captured for too long, especially the north one and the east one?
The north ones. Well, since I was doing this by myself, I went up to a really high percent. But I'm pretty sure if you have anyone doing anything else, you're gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say you'll be able to be doing fine if you get your queens out and give them the Ocular Symbiote, so that way ally is actually capable, especially if they have a commander. Yeah.
Well, ultimately, if it's not unanimous, it's not S. So, Eviling, are you convinced of S?
Dehaka, I can see more of a S than Stukov. Stetmann, definitely. Nova, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
She's like the best one this week.
Yeah, I think compared to the other S's, Stukov is going to get it done. It's just going to take a while. And whether or not that a while will be conducive depending upon what comp you get. For a simplistic comp, doable. I think for a really aggressive comp like Shadow Tech or Dominion Battle Group, I'm not too sure about that.
Okay, so if you're not, are you convinced or not?
I'm not. So A.
All right, so not unanimous, therefore not S. So put him down to A. Swann, where do we have him?
Swann has trouble getting detection because to get up to science vessels, it takes a little bit, regardless if you drop gas drones or not. Gas drones do help. They definitely do help against some pickings, but he can do it. He can do it. It's just going to be a little bit of a slog. For prestige 1 or 2, B to C.
B to C. How about you, Twotuuu?
So if you use 2, then you get like concentrated beams and pulse cannons to clear entire areas. I think 1 is stronger because you can push with factories, and factories, like you clear mines, you might get hit, but you have 2,000 HP. It doesn't really matter.
A lot of HP.
And then your minerals will be used on static defense at locks, and you can like hold, especially the center. They attack the center a lot, so you can take out most waves with a floating factory plus a few static defenses, and then you just slowly you have a pair of science vessels so they can heal each other, and then you like clear mines. P1 clears mines a lot faster because you can lock on and AOE. I put him in A.
What do you think, Eveling?
Yeah, I'm down for A. That's the having the floating factories definitely helps out a lot. Just make sure kind of hold back before you start flowing your factory out until you get the extinguisher upgrade.
Okay. Just put an A. I actually had him in B because I'm slightly concerned about mag mines taking away too much health out of the factories. The factories aren't very fast, so that is my concern. But anyway, A is fine. Tychus, where do we have him?
Tychus, what did I do? I did Tychus only. I couldn't do no mining because it's too hard. But I did just Tychus plus Odin. So Tychus plus Odin was really easy because he's with Medivacs you can just teleport everywhere. You can see the patches on the ground, and then you just throw your grenade. If you were to play normally, you would use Sirius, and you throw Sirius turrets, and he'll clear a lot of stuff easily.
Either you fool around or you play seriously.
And then you probably can use the nuke twice, one at 10, one at 14, and then you clear the north lock and then the eastern lock. You clear both of them with nukes. I put them in S because they're so strong.
How about you, Eveling?
Yeah, I have Tychus from S to A, Prestige 2. Pretty much it makes it so that your army is condensed into 1 or 2 outlaws, and therefore less of a chance of your whole army wiping. And they are super duper strong and super duper durable. Yeah,
okay.
SA.
So both of you had him in S. Let's put him in S. Vorazun, where do we have him?
Vorazun. Oh boy. She already just time stop is a liability already, so that's a huge knockoff to her. She does have mobile detection, unlike Raynor, so she can potentially, in areas where you don't have detectors, she can actually clear mines pretty effectively with her oracles. But the downside to that, it takes a lot of gas to get to that. Get the oracles out, it doesn't. They're actually not that expensive, but yeah, to get your fleet beacon out is I don't know where that's gonna be. I have her from C to D.
How about you, Twotuuu?
So P3, 1 time stop clears an entire area of all the mines and the ground units. So even after you get 12 shadow guards or more, you just clear entire areas really quickly. It is a liability, but at the same time, it's also like really strong because you get to clear an entire, like it's faster than her regular methods of minesweeping. So if you don't do that, you're gonna have a hard time sweeping mines. What I did, I guess it only works against Protoss, was I used Dark Archons and I stole observers.
Yeah.
And then after stealing observers, I used Dark Templar to clear the mines near my base, and then I use Darkons to steal all the capital ships so that I don't have to fight them. It's really hard.
It's super sketchy.
It's really hard.
I wouldn't recommend that. Where do you have them?
I put Vorazun in C, but I can see it's
see.
definitely it's better than Raynor, but not by much. So maybe D.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, it's lining up.
All right, let's put her in D. Wait, yeah, both of you had him in D. Let's put him in D. Actually, I had her in F. Let's move on. Zagara, where do we have him?
So Zagara with P3, you can do a lot with your hero unit plus an overseer, and then when later on when the attack waves get stronger, you should have been banking up so many banelings that you can actually use them to help out. You can also clear the middle and like all the paths. So the paths to the more difficult bases. It is kind of difficult to push up ramps though, especially if there are mines on the ramp. But yeah, so clearing is really slow. And with mag mines, it's like if you siege your overseer, then like a mag mine might be heading towards it. Then you gotta quickly unsiege and fly away.
Yeah,
it's kind of annoying, but she still has a hero unit, so I put her in B.
Yeah, she does have a hero unit. How about you, Eviling?
I have Zagara from B to C. I mean, you need to be using P3. Don't use P1. You're going to suffer. You don't have the income for it, or P2.
You're gonna be broke.
I mean, you do have a hero unit with P2, but you still need income to sustain that.
Broke is a joke.
Yeah. It's slow, but just treat Zagara like Tychus and just be very, very careful on where you place her. So yeah, B to C.
Okay, so both of you had him in B, so let's put him in B. I had him in C. Zeratul, where do we have him?
Zeratul, I have from B to C. P3, he comes out, he's cloaked, and he can spin to win, so he doesn't really need the vision. You just look at the area and send a tornado there, start clearing, and just trigger the mag mines. Whatever minerals you got, start banking them up for cannons, and when Zeratul needs the detection or needs backup firepower, send the cannons in.
So why B to C? Why not S?
It takes a while to get all that going. So
okay, how about you, Twotuuu?
Something like Zagara.
With Zeratul, you don't, especially with P3, you don't need to see the mines. You don't need detection. Your tornadoes will kill the mines for you. And you don't have to be like on top of the minefield and spin. You can just be next to the minefield and you spin, and the tornado will just like home on to the minefield.
Yeah.
And normally you can even ignore them, because like unless they fly with they're flying with a detector nearby, they're not going to see you. So it's basically you make cannons, and your cannons are like Omega worms. They can trigger mines for free. Then whatever doesn't get killed, you can just leave them there. They'll kill the Widow mines and the Spider mines. I put Zeratul on S because he doesn't need money. Money's just a bonus.
What do you think, Evil?
Did you do a no mining?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
I did not use monoliths. I used the suppression crystal. So like when you're pushing a base, I can see they're trying to hit me. I can dodge them because they're slowed by a lot.
Oh. So what do you think, Eviling?
Yeah, if he did a no mining run with P3 Zeratul, I'll go with S.
Okay. I had Zeratul in A, but both of you said S, so let's put him in S. All right. So that's a lot of guys in S tier for a mutation like this. Oh my goodness. Do we have a double S tier?
I would say Stetmann's the strongest one, but I don't know if it's double S. Stetmann's just like you everything's free.
Yeah. No, not everything. You still have to get Super Gary.
Oh yeah, once you get Super Gary, it's like. So I did P2 no mining as well with no Super Gary, so it's just regular Gary.
So do we have a double S tier or not?
I think not double S tier, just due to the nature of the map.
Okay. I actually think Nova is better than Stetboy. Not by a lot, but like a bit. Because of the super cloak thing. So you're super safe. And you're really not dying.
Yeah, then again, P3 Nova is a lot less effort than Stetmann.
No, I disagree with that. I don't think so.
The Mag Mines do still aggro.
The Stetmann fights waves better than Nova does. Like you
Yeah,
can
that's
camp,
true.
you can camp, but like Stetmann, he can be everywhere for free, and
Airstrike?
then just you don't have money. I mean, you can
What
if
else
you
do
have
we
money,
spend money
sure,
on?
but Gary doesn't need money to clear entire waves with one button.
Okay, so Stat Boy top of S tier, and then who's next?
Nova.
Nova. Okay, and then who's next? Zeratul?
Tychus.
Tychus? Oh yeah, I can see that.
Oh wait, Zeratul then Tychus.
All right,
I
Zeratul
didn't
then
move him up.
Tychus, and then Dehaka. There we go. Okay. I'm looking at the
The
guys
usual
in
suspects.
S. I'm looking at the guys in S. I'm actually wondering if the top 2 or 3 aren't too far ahead of the last 2. But okay, let's move on. Who's top of A?
Arcturus or Karax.
Stukov was an S tier candidate, right? And also Kerrigan. One of them.
I thought I put them there.
Yeah.
The
So
problem with
Really?
the
Yes.
problem with Minx is just the early game, because if you don't get enough ESOs, you can't deal any meaningful damage or clear anything.
so who's top
Whereas
of A?
like I would say Kerrigan.
Kerrigan top of A.
No, Stukov.
Stukov. Yeah, because
enemy waves.
you mentioned it's really easy. The only risk you
don't do
have,
anything except
your only risk as Stukov is that your ally completes the map before you. If your ally is an S tier commander, the risk of Stukov is your ally completes the map before you get properly set up. But that's not a huge problem if you're still winning. Who's next?
Yeah.
Kerrigan, right?
Kerrigan.
They were S tier candidates, so it makes sense that they'd be top of A. After Kerrigan, who's next? Arcturus? Or Karax? Arcturus, right? Because he has super range.
It takes longer for Manx to get started, whereas Karax just needs one observer. And
That's
then,
one thing I agree with. Yeah, Karax just needs one observer and then Spear of Ruin energy. So in that regard, yes, Karax is indeed better. But is that the deciding factor?
But even Spirit doing energy, you still have to invest in getting it. It's like if you don't get any upgrades for it, then it's
That's true. That's true.
kind of the same thing for Arcturus. You gotta have at least some income to get his mandate going. Once his mandate's going, Spirit doing energy and mandate are kind of the same thing. You gotta invest in it to get it going, to snowball
I think Spear of Ruin is easier to invest into.
Yeah, it is. It is.
The thing about the ESOs also is like they're random, so they don't always hit. Especially if you're using it to clear mines, like near your base. You'll probably need another blimp just to make sure you have cleared the mines before you like walk to the middle platform.
All right, or just send the guy in, so you know if there is a mine or not. It's probably faster. Anyway, that's inhumane. So who's next? Who's third in A? Arcturus or Karax?
Let's put it at Karax.
I put Karax.
Okay, let's put in Karax. And then Arcturus, then Swann bottom of A. Who's top of B?
Abathur.
Abathur?
Abathur doesn't have a money problem.
Yep, correct.
Okay, who's next? Phoenix? It's either
Yeah.
Phoenix or Zagara.
No,
Alarak?
Zagara. Zagara kind of has less of a money problem than Phoenix. Because you're just waiting for Zagara to spawn, get her upgrades, and then after that, anything more is like, alright, and Overseer, of course, but anything more is just icing on the cake.
So Zagara, second in B?
Zagara has if you don't finish the map quickly enough, she does have trouble versus air waves later on because you can't really have money for Scourge.
Doesn't Phoenix also have trouble with air?
You have a Dragoon suit. You can blast them.
Alright, so who's second in B?
Phoenix.
Phoenix? How about you, Eveling?
Phoenix.
I also think Observers are better than Overseers.
Oh, that is a subjective fact. Alright.
Yeah.
And Alarak is bottom of B, right? In fact,
Yes.
how far is he up from C? I mean, he does have a hero unit, but seems so risky when all your power is concentrated in a guy that can eat your other army. Or
you're mostly using Mothership, not Alarak.
Yeah, the Mothership is so
just
big, you just don't know what'll hit it, you know?
I use Alarak to collect money.
Alarak's just the tax collector.
The money man.
The money man.
The
Alright.
Tal'Darim accountant.
So is he definitely above Horner and Artanis?
Yes. Hero unit is good.
Okay. So who's top of...
It will survive at least like the first 15 minutes with just the hero unit.
Who's top of C?
And maybe overcharge or something.
Who's top of C?
I feel like Haunted Horner is more useful overall.
Yes.
Because of the refunds?
Refunds and strike fighters.
Not even that. The airstrikes? Yeah, you eliminate a mutator. That's pretty nice. Alright. Horner above Arty Farty. Okay, now for the final question. Do we put Raynor on the same tier as Vorazun, or is he that much worse?
At least Vorazun has mobile detection.
Yes, that's true. Mobile detection. And yeah, teleportation also kind of good.
Teleportation. Ally, get over here.
Yeah. If there wasn't slim pickings, then maybe Raynor could be on par with Vorazun, but yeah, slim pickings is just nerfing your income for mules, so and that in itself eats into your scans.
So are we finalizing that Raynor is a tier below Vorazun?
Yeah. I also I did this. Actually, this is one shot, but only because the enemy was favorable. Because if the enemy's not favorable, the battle cruisers are gonna die.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
So I can see being very bad.
Okay. So here it is. This is our tier list for this week, guys. Do we have any commander synergies of B and below that are better than anyone in S tier on their own? Well, yeah, it's lock and load, so any pre-made pair is probably better than, well, unless you're Vorazun and Raynor.
Zagara, Artanis, the usual Guardian Shell thing could be helpful.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Guardian Shell, or you go with P3 and coordinate, and before Zagara goes in, just put shield overcharge on him.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, I guess that'll be good enough. Guys, watch Twotuu's channel. I will link it down below, and I'll see you guys next time.